Hey guys, so today we're going to go through our yellow belt, both blocks, kicks, and strikes. Okay, so we're going to start off with the blocks and strikes. So I'm going to go through our double knife hand block first. So this arm, well, let's go through the left arm first. So this is my left. It's going to be fully extended. My fingers need to all be together. Okay, I see a lot of students, their hands all floppity. We need to keep our fingers all together with some purpose, right? So this other hand is going to be palm up by my chin, just like this. I'm going to take this hand and rotate it out. And then this hand is going to rotate in, just like this. So this hand is not at my belt. I know most things end up at our belt, but this is a different type of move. And I need to think of, if I put a glass down on this hand, it wouldn't slide off and spill, right? So this is the final position. Now, as I do this, I can set myself up to reach and then do the block on the other side, okay? So I can keep going back and forth. The rotation is really important. Sometimes that takes a minute to understand how we rotate our hands. The other thing that's important is the path of the technique. I don't want to do a scoop or like a sweep down to then come up. I need to come across that way. So if I'm here with Bob and he's punching at me and I scoop up, I'm not really blocking anything. So I need to take my hands and block here. So I'm striking the arm that's punching towards me or whatever, but I'm taking a different path, okay? I tell people if I had a tall countertop here and I did this, it wouldn't work because I would bump into it. And that's not right anyway, so I need to come across, okay? So second block we're gonna go through is a square block. So my hands are here. I'm gonna take whichever hand is on top, that should be the direction that I'm going. So my left hand is on top, I'm going to the left. So this hand comes out, the other hand comes up, just like that for a high block, and it's really two blocks together at the same time. It just kind of looks like I'm in a square. So that's where it gets its name from. So hands are here, square block, just like that, okay? So our third block is really two old things put together. So it's a low block and a high block in a combination. So anytime we use the word combination, it usually means we're doing multiple things with the same arm or leg. So I'm gonna cross my arms, do a low block, and then immediately go over and up for a high block, just like that. So if I switch sides, I'm gonna cross, low block, over and up for a high block, just like that. Okay, so that's our low block, high block. So those are our three new techniques for yellow belts, okay? Now, as far as the kicks goes, the first kick we're gonna go through is a round kick. So there's really two parts to this kick that are important. Number one, we need to pivot our base foot. So if we kick like this and our toes stay facing the front, especially if you're a little older, you can really hurt your knee. If you don't pivot and your body's momentum wants to go one way, but your knee is not moving, that's not going to be great for you, okay? So you want to make sure you get in the habit of turning this foot that's on the floor, not even the leg that's going to do the kick, but the leg on the floor needs to turn as you kick. That's also going to help with your balance, with your power. You're going to have more range. So there's a million reasons you need to pivot as you kick, okay? So after we pivot, if you notice, my knee is more in front of my hip versus here, where it's out in front of my belly button here, okay? So it's out to the side of my hip, pointing towards my target, and then I just extend my foot like that. So round kick, I'm not spinning around. A lot of younger students sometimes get a little confused by the terminology, but the kick comes around to the body or the head, okay? So I'm kicking with my back leg, but I'm just bringing it forwards, and then I can go to the body, or for Bob, up to the head like that, okay? So that's our round kick. Some other styles call it a roundhouse kick, but it's all generally the same thing. We just don't use the word house. Kick number two is gonna be a spin side kick. So this one is where some students get confused with the round kick. This one we are turning around, but we call it a spin. So if I'm here, this leg closest to Bob is not gonna pick up off the floor. It's not gonna move. So I'm gonna keep it here. All it's gonna do is turn. So I spin my head and shoulders. My feet are gonna pivot so I can kind of see Bob out of my peripheral vision, okay? This leg is gonna pick up and I side kick towards Bob like that. If I switch my position here, I turn pick this leg up now. This is further away, and then it comes around towards my target. So that's our spin side kick. The third kick is a spin crescent kick. So it's very similar, but it just doesn't do a side kick at the end. So same position to start, turn my head and shoulders. You gotta be able to see it first. So I've already done most of the spin all before I pick up my foot. I see some people spin kick, got it. They pick up their foot first and then they try to spin and it's almost impossible. So you need to spin more on the floor, then pick up your foot, okay? For the spin crescent kick, we need our toes to be facing up. So one more time, I'm turning, crescent kick, just like that, okay? So that's our spin crescent kick. We went through spin side kick, round kick. Again, they're very different. Round kick, I'm looking the entire time at the target. When we consider something a spin kick, we have to take our eyes off the target first, and we're going backwards, okay? So yes, all these kicks might be done with the rear leg, but the path, that versus this, is very different. So that sometimes takes a little bit of practice to understand, am I doing a kick that just comes from the back, or am I actually spinning to do this kick? So make sure you kind of understand the differences between the two. And then obviously the blocks and stuff we did at the beginning. So that's our yellow belt material.